Hello and welcome back to a update number 10 on what I call my Railroad Tycoon. Going to start out here on Command Central. Last video, if you recall, there were just one row of switches right there. There are now two rows. All of them are hooked up except for that little section right there, which is going to go to part of the yard section right there. And this is also hinged up to where I can move it up and down to where I can get to the tracks that will be up underneath there. And they're all kind of color coded to my system that I have. Those are for the green tracks, blue track, red, black, and then the purple line right there. This also right here only had 6 switches in last time. I've hooked up some more which go to the black track. The remaining positions are going to go to the green track. Also have one switch out there to the side which is going to the green track. And as always in the construction of a layout, and you make changes. And unfortunately, I already had this little box built before I came up with the idea. So later on, I will make another box to make that look good. But for right now, just have it bolted onto the side. And since that was not part of the plan on that switch on the green track, again, it's a DC system, so I have to do it the old-fashioned way, not the more modern way. That switch goes to the siding over there where you see the Burlington Northern. And if you've been watching all the updates, you will also notice that those buildings have not been there before. And so those are new. Originally just got those 4 small buildings right there. Ordered those and they look pretty good. Again, those are background buildings. On those 4 though, those are double-sided. You notice that the Burlington Northern is in back of those 4 and then in front of some of the other ones. And the reason but those front 4 are double-sided, just in case you ever put a camera, which I probably will in the future, put a camera on the train and I'll run that through there. I wanted to at least make it look like it had buildings on both sides of the train going through there, even though that they're mainly again pretty much for background scenery. Between here, the edge of this table, and over there, again, that's 10 feet, so you can't really get too much detail when you're standing 10 feet away. Let me just give you a side view of what I'm talking about. And again, in the last video, that siding was not there. And again, it's just real small styrofoam. Excuse me if I reach down. Again, that's 3/4 inch styrofoam. And but I glued it onto one side, glued it onto the other. Of course, the size of the printing and everything that I had there. Also, so that all that section is new. Also, I did a little bit of plastering to that section right there. You can no longer see the 2x4s and up the underneath. So hopefully I don't need to ever get back up and in there again, because if I do, I'm going to have to make some holes somewhere. But I like how this section is. Everything's holding up pretty well. And I don't think we're going to have to get back up in there. So I went ahead and put the plaster up. And we'll start decorating that. I just did that section today. So I'm going to wait for a couple of days, make sure it's good and dry. And then I'm going to start painting it and getting some of the grass up and on there like I did that section up over there. And I'm going to hold off on some of this section, but I will start doing some of the scenery, even though I'm not totally done on all the track work yet. But I'm just kind of tired of looking at some of it. So I'm going to get that bridge done here fairly soon, and then Also do some of the plaster work up and around there for that peninsula area. Excuse me if I go around. And then get all that done up until about that point right there as far as some of the scenery goes. Just because I want to knock it out. And because again, since most of all the track work is done, I can kind of skip back and forth. But I want to get some of the scenery done because I'm just tired of looking at too much of the 2x4s and stuff. And pretty much that's all that's new as far as what I've gotten done. Some of the wiring that I kind of showed you before have, of course, some of that was all undone. Now it's all hooked up. But of course, some of that wiring again was to the sidings that I had hooked up. And I have all the switches that I have out there that are intended to do something. They are all hooked up. Again, the 4 for the yard, which will be done later, are hooked up. Here in a minute, I'm going to go ahead and show you what some of the switches do and everything. I guess I'll just run my missile train there, and I'll start from the red line and work down around. Got a lot done. Still have a lot to do, of course, still. And so I'm going to stop it, and then here in a minute I'll just, you'll see me running the trains through. And then I'm also going to talk about some other things that we'll show you here in a minute. But for now, I'm going to stop it and then restart it here. Alright, what I've done, I brought the missile train over here to the starting point, which is up here on the green line. And I'm going to send it all the way through my 5 lines and then back up here to the green line just to show some operations of how some of the things work. It's going to be a little bit tricky trying to work the camera and think everything through because I'm not, again, it's all fairly new setup with the switches and everything, so between working the switches and everything, hopefully I don't make too many mistakes. But here we're going to go ahead and try it. So let's get it started. Again, it's on the green line. And I already flew through the switch for it to go into the red line. And there's where it goes into the red line right there. Let it do a loop in the red line. And then what I'm going to have it do next is to go into the blue line. So there was one full loop. So the red line, you can tell it's just that little loop right there. But I can have it go into the green yard line or into the blue line. So that's where it's now into the blue line. It's going to go down there. Hopefully I don't have anything switched off. But that's the medium loop of the blue line. If I want to go into the black, there's a switch right there, which we'll do that in a minute. But right now, I'll go ahead and have it climb the hill, and I'll have it do the small loop of the blue line, which is just on the outside the red line. There's a switch coming up right there. That's for the big loop or the medium loop, and there's a switch right there which sends it into the small loop. So that's the small loop, and let me flip the switch to have it go into the big loop of the blue line. I'll have it do the medium loop here in just a minute, or you'll see the medium loop, but this is the big loop of the blue line. And since we did part of the medium loop already, I'm going to have it go into the black line. which is now right there. Now we're on the black line. And we'll do most of the black line before I'll send it into the loop for the purple loop. Again, if you've seen some of my videos in the past, you've seen some of the action and what's going on, but this is actual practical purpose of what's going on there, where I can transfer. Now I'm going to send it into the purple line, which is right there. Now it's in the purple. Again, the trains are running a little bit faster than what I would normally probably run them while I'm switching things off. I'll have to just do one loop of the purple line, and then I'll send it back into the black line here in just a minute. But there's the one full loop. I'm going to flip the switches to send it into the black line. Then I'll have the black line go kind of back into the medium line. But then I'm going to send it into the yard from the black line. And again, this is the black line and the switch to send it to the yard, but I have to send it to the blue line. Whoops. Sorry about that. Flip the wrong switch, just like I told you. You're going to have to wait just a minute. Apologize for that. Again, I'm not used to where all the switches are. Some of them I moved around as far as their positioning from where they were before, and plus I got the other ones working, so we'll just do an extra loop of the black line. And that's my blind crossing between the purple line and black line. Cannot see that from my running position over here. Of course, I don't have to walk that far away if I need to. Now it should go just a temporary little ride on the blue line right there. And then from the blue line, that's where it switches off onto the yard right there. Now it goes into the yard, which of course don't have any of the switches in yet. Goes up underneath my control, and again, that's movable to where if I need to, I can get to that stuff up there. Then it's going up into the back section. Climb the long hill in the back up over there, and again, that's going to be a mountain over there, hopefully. And then it's going to go back up. There it comes back out. Now it's on the green. Now it's back up on the green loop. It goes all the way back around. And since this is going to be a pretty long video, it's going to be, I guess, 12 to 15 minutes long. Have some other stuff, but I'll show you that on the next update. And just go ahead and, yeah. I said I was going to bring it back to where it started. Okay, there's where it started. Since it's a long update, I just wanted to show you all that. Had fun doing it. I'm having fun. I actually got operations kind of going on of stuff. Still a lot of scenery left to do. But again, next time you see it, hopefully I'm going to have a lot of this painted up, even though it's not going to be totally finished out. But at least it's going to look a lot better than just the plaster, and hopefully maybe some of that other stuff. But just have to wait and see. Till next time, y'all take care. Have a great day. Hope you have a better day even tomorrow. Take care.